I always tell people, I think that, people who go to the show, Big Brother show, should be having like therapy every month or something. Because the reality that you left, you enter into another reality, which is the Big Brother. So you now come out to another, that's three reality. You now come out to another reality that you are now a superstar. So you miss the best part of your lives.
You know him as the charismatic host, TV presenter, actor, and reality star who won hearts on Big Brother Naija. But what if I told you he was picked for Big Brother not once, but twice? What really happened the first time? Beyond the cameras and spotlight, JayPaul opens up like never before. We talk about the weight of being the firstborn, his long-standing career in media, and the real person behind the brand. Get ready for an exclusive like you've never heard before. This is JayPaul, and this is Open Up.
6 months before, I did not drink, I did not touch a woman. I was so clean. I was ready in my mind. I was like, I'm gonna do this again. Kept it to myself. I did not tell anybody this time around because I didn't want any pressure.
And here we go. Boom. Son of Ephraim. I saw it on your hand and I'm like, yeah, that's quite accurate.
Yeah.
Hi, JayPaul. How are you?
Hi, Amanda. How are you?
I'm good.
I know. I can see. I'm so proud of you. I mean, I know where we come from.
Yeah.
And I know the story. So it's
here.
Always a vibe when we chill like this.
Always a vibe. And I'm so happy to have you here. First of all, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. By the way, guys, I don't know what time it is where you're watching this. It's very late and we're shooting for you.
Yeah, so please watch. I beg. So yes, we're talking about it before we started rolling about how I would like to say I have had the privilege of knowing a bit of your story or being a part of it in one way or the other.
Yeah.
And seeing you here, successful, cashing out, famous, everybody shouting JayPaul, JayPaul. And just wondering to myself, like, do people know the backstory? Do I even know the backstory? And saying, I need to get you on this chair to hear from the horse's mouth, literally, on what that story is like. So I would like to go on a journey with you, starting from your childhood and what that was like.
Wow. Are we ready now?
Yeah. We're ready.
Story. Well, let's just say I was born into entertainment, right? I was born into a family of entertainment. My grandfather was an entertainer. He used to have a radio show back then in Calabar, CRBC, and it was called Music of the Masters. Wow. So he played old school, Louis Armstrong, all those songs. I was born into a royal family, the Ephraims. My great-great-grandfather was the first king of Calabar. So entertainment was in us. My father came, and he also was an entertainer. He was one of the first TV broadcasters in Nigeria, one of the people that set Minaj Broadcast International, MBI, DBN, also part of Super Sports at some point, LTV, LWT back in the day. So I was born in the mix of entertainment. Like, I go to the studio with him. I just knew what I wanted to do, because to me, he was Superman to me, doing animation and all that. And then I became a child actor, when I was born. At the age of 10, I started acting. I was everywhere. There was this show, I remember back then, there were two breakfast shows. There was KKB, and then there was Fun Time. Fun Time had that tortoise dancing. Oh my goodness, not that song. Fun Time! That tortoise, my dad created that tortoise. Oh. Yeah, my dad was the animator of that thing. So I was a child actor on it. Me, Yemi Alade, Judith Audu. There were a couple of us, we started from that show. Around Sunday, a lot of us are in the industry now, just doing different things. So yeah, I started from there. I was already a household name, but the internet was just, there was no internet back then. Yeah, there was no internet. So I didn't even have a phone. So all my fans had to call my dad to talk to me. So my dad used to answer calls of babes calling to talk to his son.
Babes or little girls.
Yeah. So, but I already knew what I wanted to do. But after that, I had to go to school, Unical. So I left Lagos. I went to school. I was far from Lagos for a bit. And then one day I was in Unical. I was just sitting down. I was watching TV. And I saw Yemi Alade on TV. I'm like, this is a berry now from Fun Time. Like, I was like, I need to go back to Lagos ASAP. Everybody is moving fast. So I remember coming back to Lagos. I started working with Agatha Amata, right? At that point, my dad, before we came back, we're trying to shoot a movie in Calabar. My dad was trying to make a movie. We started making a movie. He fell sick, so we finished making the movie, and then we had to come back to Lagos. So while he was trying to get back to his health, we went to the hospital. He was on admission. I was tired of staying at home. I said, you know what? I'm going to go out there, look for a job.
Okay. So
that's how I left. I went out there. I got to an office. They said there's no audition. I saw audition notice. They said the audition has closed. I said, no, I must audition. I had a suit and everything in the sun. I'm like, oh my goodness. So they gave me the number of the producer and said I should call the woman. So I went home, and I think I got home like 10 in the night. I called her, and her husband picked the phone. I said, why are you calling my wife at this time?
Hey!
So I said, I just wanted to audition for the job that I saw. He said, what job? I'm calling my wife by this time. So the guy says, let me see you in that office tomorrow.
Ha.
I said, okay, I'm coming, sir. So the next day I came. I didn't see the man. I saw the woman. The woman was laughing about it. And she said, okay, audition for me. And I auditioned. And that's how I met Mrs. Foluke, who was now the producer at Rave TV. So that's how I started. I was a young guy just doing a red carpet show, E-Moda, back in the day. I was on red
E-Moda!
Right.
It's been a long time I heard that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got excited. Please continue.
Then I have my hair and all that. Yeah, it was a long time. So I started doing red carpet, interviewing celebrities, talking to celebrities. I was going for shows. It was a dream. Like, for me, I was like, wow. So I realized that I was actually good at TV presenting. So I said, maybe, because then it was just acting and music, because I started doing music too. And then TV presenting was taking me places. And before you know it, Imoda, it now became a TV station. Trend FM, Rave TV, Agatha now built those facilities. So I just moved into the facility, and then I was the youngest, and I had to deal with like older people, but it was stressful, but I had to do it, so I was very diplomatic. I know how to talk, and so that's how they gave me the job of creating programs for Rave TV. I came up with lots of ideas, Youth Alive, which you became a part of, Youth Alive, different shows, different entertainment shows. So I became the creative director, vision mixing.
What he's trying to say is that he was my boss. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the show that we got you on. So we were looking out for, young presenters who had the flair. And we saw Amanda. I said, Amanda, you would fit the show. She didn't even think she was laughing. Like,
exactly. Like that's what I did. Yeah.
And we said, we think you can do it. And then she said, okay, let's try it. And it was cool. It was calm. It was friendly. You started growing on the show. You became really, interested in TV. And that's how TV started for you.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah, that's how TV started for her. And
but back to you, though.
Back to me. So yeah, from there, I left Rave TV. I mean, you left, you guys left Rave TV at some point. But I stayed there for a while as creative director, red carpet shows, so I was still doing red carpet events and all that. So that was my entrance into the entertainment scene again. Even as a child actor, I went and came back. But this now brought me back.
I remember you were also doing music.
Yes, I was also doing music.
At the time.
Yes, I was also doing music. We shot a few videos I was pushing. So I left TV, and then I went and I started a restaurant made in Calabar. So we started.
Wait, you left TV?
Yeah, I left TV.
You left TV briefly?
Yeah, I did. I wasn't doing TV for like from 2018 to 2021 again.
Oh.
Yeah, I just left TV. I started doing business. I had a restaurant in Lekki. It was making money. So when you start making money, you be like, you know what? Let's secure the bag. So we're making money. We're selling food, delivery. Calabar food in Lekki Phase when it was really nice. We had a restaurant. So I got bored. I'm like, you know what? I don't think this is meant for me. 9 to 5 doing this. I won't survive not being able to do creative stuff. So I think that's like my forte. So I decided to audition for Big Brother Naija, which I had auditioned before a couple of times. But this time around, I said, you know what, let me give it a try. So I auditioned in 2020. That was in COVID period.
Yeah.
I got through. It just came. Emails were coming back to me. I said, wow, this is actually happening. So I got emails, and then before you know it, I was in front of the judges. I had an open audition. They liked me. Fast forward, it was time for lockdown. So we went into lockdown, and that's why the show was called Lockdown, because of the COVID period. It was proper shutdown. So I went for the audition. For the lockdown, I got in. They took me in, so it's like 2 weeks, 2 weeks plus. You're inside a room, no TV, no phones, no wristwatch. So you can't tell time, you can't watch TV, you can't have access to the world.
That's crazy.
You're in that space, you're not going outside because it's lockdown. So
and this is there. prior to it airing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weeks before it airs, so you go into lockdown. So I'm there, and then they're coming every 2-3 days to, run medicals on you, run tests, COVID tests every now and then, because that was the height of COVID. So they were trying to be extra careful, because even the government they were breathing down their necks, are you sure they want to do the show? So they had a lot of pressure. So we're having tests back to back. And then I remember that I was so bored in the room, because I think I was hearing my own voice in my head too much.
Hi guys, welcome to the final episode of the Open Up Podcast Season 2. We are here 11 episodes later. 11 episodes where you held it down, where you cried with us, where you laughed with us, where we got very vulnerable, where we entered very intense conversations, and we spoke about real things. And while we're here just talking about life and having a good time, you know who held us down? Credit Direct. They were there from the very first episode to the 11th episode, which we are in, and they were here as our headline sponsors, just making it such a smooth and easy ride. And while we're over here just talking about life and everything in between, do you know what they were doing? Can you guess? Can you guess? I'll tell you. They launched an app. Not just any app. A very easy, a very clean app, a very
They had like animals there, so I knew how many goats were there, how many cows.
You had counted the goats.
Countless times, man. So it was crazy. There was a time I found a Bible in the room, and I was so happy. I could read something. So I read the Bible back and forth. Wow. So I was so sure I was going in. The producer spoke to me, like a day before. They are taking my bags into the house. I was so sure I was going in. The day of the show, producers will talk to you on Zoom. They come in because when you're living anywhere and you're going, they'll blindfold you. You don't know where you're going to.
Okay.
Once you leave, so they came, they groomed me up, blindfolded me. This was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so they take you to the studio. So I get to the studio and they put you in a small room where you don't see any other person, because you're not supposed to see each other before you get in. So they took me there. So I waited 12. Show starts at 7. So at 6:30, that's like 6 hours, waited. They take me into another room, and I'm sitting. I had seen glimpses of other people. I saw Nengi. I think I saw Lekon somewhere. So I was in that room and they came to me and they said, we have bad news. 6:30, it's 30 minutes to the show is about to start. What bad news do you want to tell me? And they said to me, we ran a last set of COVID tests, which was on Saturday, and half of it had not come back. Half had come. But they were so sure of me because, they had run other tests before and it was negative. And they were so sure that I was going in my bags, everything was in. But at this point, the results just came. And mine was inconclusive.
You be like, waiting down on me.
So I don't remember. So that was the last thing I probably was just, I think I blacked out. Because I was just hearing sounds. And she said, so the problem now is that it's inconclusive. So you can't the show is supposed to be a lockdown. And anybody that doesn't go in now doesn't go in at all. Nobody, once you go in, it's only out when they evict. Because it's a lockdown. And that was the theme of that show because of COVID. So, so I'm not going to go in, right? But they're going to take me back. I said, so what does that mean? Am I going in? Am I not going in? Why are you wait? I tried to explain what's going on. And they said, oh, you just have to take me back now to the hotel. So I think at that point, I just blacked out. I think I was just saying the F word.
A lot.
Yes, like, what? And they took me out. I got outside. I saw the sky. I saw everywhere. It was a road. At that point, you're looking, and
it's like you're this close.
This close. What could have happened? Like at that point, you would even have flash thoughts of saying, you know what, maybe I should just end it all now. Because how can I get to that point, 30 minutes to just get on, just call my name on stage? So, well, they took me back.
Home?
They took me back to the hotel.
Okay.
Took me back to my room. That's when I realized that there were other people in the hotel that didn't even make it to the studio. Right.
Wow.
So other contestants, because they were now calling my room to tell me, sorry, they heard what happened, I'm like, nice, calm. So I remember I remember sitting down till like 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I was still in my suit. I was still sitting down and I was saying, maybe they are playing a prank on me. I thought it was a prank. I thought something can't be right. Like,
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So apparently they had switched me with somebody else. Somebody now took someone that was in the hotel that didn't even, they took somebody else in my place, right? Because they had to fill up
the spot.
Fast forward, that was tricky tea, by the way.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I remember waking up and I said, oh, please, I need to go now because I saw other people were leaving. And they said to me, no, you're not going. We still have plans for you. So they kept me back and I think I was there another 2 weeks plus.
Okay.
I think I had seen one eviction out of the house. They had run another set of tests, but it was negative. Everything was good. But I was still there. So as I remember at some point, somebody had to come down to my window. Like, they used to come and check the window just to make sure that I'm not planning to fly down from the window.
But that's a lot of mental torture, though.
Yeah, because it was crazy. It was crazy. So I said to them, so guys, I promise you guys, my life outside is not bad.
Just release me.
Let me go. Let me go. So they let me go. I didn't even stress them. I just wanted to go. I didn't want to do any fight with anybody, legal or whatever. I just wanted that chapter to just pass. So I got home. It was so hard to watch the show. It was so hard. Everybody was like, how everybody was waiting to see you on TV.
Everybody anticipating all your... I'm sure you probably had a social media handler.
I told my mom, right? And I told my mom, don't tell anybody. I told my sisters, don't tell anybody. But guess what?
They told everybody.
People, and those people were in the house sitting down with them. And they didn't see me on TV.
Hey!
Oh my goodness.
Then you now came home. They're like,
So I came home and I had to explain to everybody, including the people that I did not tell, why I wasn't on TV. So I just, it was, thank goodness it was lockdown, so nobody can come and see me in my house, nothing. So it was just the perfect moment to just chill by myself. So I just got back. I remember I used to watch the show and they started playing my songs on the show, that edition.
I remember that post. You're like, oh, they just played my song. You even posted it, I
posted.
Okay.
I mean, so they played my songs on the show. I mean, I was happy. I mean, win-win at the end of the day. No, at least I got in somehow. They played my song. But I just didn't want any stress with anybody. I said, you know what? I'll try again another time. So I just kept another year. At this year, I went back to the gym. You know, I was like, I was preparing myself. You see that hurdle that I didn't pass that time? Because I think life is a game. Okay. Honestly, life is like a game. You pass stage 1, stage 2. If you fail, you go back again. Because you had passed stage 1 before, you'll be able to pass quickly and get back to that stage where you failed before. So you now, with what the knowledge of your failure before will help you to, you know, pass through. So that's how I see life. So I thought, you know what, I'll just try again. I never say no, you know. And I remember the next audition came and I just auditioned. I think I must have been the first person to drop his video because I was so ready to go. 6 months before, I did not drink. I did not touch a woman. I didn't.
Like, God, if you do this one for me,
yes,
I will serve you for the rest of my life.
I was so clean. I hid away from my friends. Nobody saw me. I was just clean. If anybody is smoking beside me, I would just move quietly and go at you.
You filthy one.
I was so clean. I was ready in my mind. I was like, I'm going to do this again. I kept it to myself. I did not tell anybody this time around. So when the audition link came and people were like, will you audition again? I said, no, I don't think so. I just didn't tell anybody I was going to do it. Because I didn't want any pressure of any kind from anybody. So auditions came again, and I think I must have been the first person to drop his video. Because as it came, I did the video immediately. In my office there, Made in Calabar, I did the video immediately. I had tripod, I had light, I did everything, one take. I sent it. I was waiting for feedback because they'll send you a mail and all. And I was waiting for feedback for so long, and I realized that, you know, because word spreads, you know, people that you know that have tried before, there's like a network of people, so they are calling me too. I'm calling, have you guys received anything? So they are saying, some people have received.
Yeah.
And I know the time frame because I've gone before, so I know like the time frame before you get feedback. I calculated everything. I didn't get the feedback. And I remember the very last day I'd passed and I gave up and I was like, no,
it didn't happen.
It's not happening. The next day, it was a Saturday morning, I just woke up and that was the first thing I saw, the mail was sent to me. So apparently, I don't know, I moved to the next stage really easily. So apparently, I was probably getting notification last. Do you get, you know, so, but they had sent to every other person, but I was getting it last. So I remember it was time for auditions, online Zoom auditions, and the woman came online and said to me, Jay, you've done this before. I was like, yeah. So all right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Azal.
So I was like, wait, hold on. And she had gone. And I'm like, what's going on here? And she was like, there's no need to do this. I got mail that I had gotten to the next stage, you know. So they just knew that I had done this before. So, you know, so I got to the physical stage where I meet them physically. So I got there. And I remember the judges saying to me, why are you doing this again? And I said, well, I just don't take no for an answer. You know, I think I have it. I think I can do this. And I said, okay, have you told anybody that you're going for the show this time? I said, no. I said to them, do you know how an African man is traveling, especially in Nigeria? His traveling is the world's best kept secret. Nigerians know how to keep secrets when they're traveling. You just see them after 2 months or so, they now post pictures.
You're there? I get it.
They keep it on the low. So that's why I said, and everybody laughed. I said, well, that's how I'm keeping this on the low. So I got in. This time around, we did the 2 weeks. I got in. So when I was coming into the Big Brother house, it was just the biggest joy for me. People didn't understand.
Why?
Like, just passing that door means that I am who I say I am. Like, that means I'm not doing the wrong thing.
Okay. That was validation
That
for
was
you.
validation for me. That was victory.
Mm.
I was so happy that day. That was probably the best day in my life.
Mm.
Just knowing that I pursued this thing and I got it. Because you start to think.
You start to doubt yourself.
You start to doubt yourself.
So I think from that point, the public knew the story.
Yeah.
You came in,
Yeah.
spent some time,
Yeah.
had one or two to do with Sasuke, came out,
Yeah.
life changed basically.
Mm-hmm.
Now you had been in the background of TV,
Yeah.
so you kind of already knew the gimmicks of interviews and everything. And you said that was the happiest day. So you were just overjoyed that I'm here.
Yes.
But coming out and seeing the reaction, the fans, the love, what was that?
I think that I always tell people, I think that, you know, people who go to the show, Big Brother show, should be having like therapy every month or something. Because it's crazy, right? Because the reality that you left, you enter into another reality, which is the Big Brother show. You're in a box. You don't know what's going on anywhere else. You're just in a bubble. So you now come out to another, that's three reality. You now come out to another reality that you are now a superstar. So you miss the best part of your lives.
The process.
The process is the best part that you miss. When people are shouting your name, you don't even know
why
they're shouting your name. So you come out to that reality that is a shock to you. So you don't even know how to hold it. You have to navigate really fast. So it's like dropping a fish in a river, just like that.
As they swim.
Yeah. So you have to now avoid sharks and all that. But it's a crazy world. So we've gone through 3 different realities so far. So there's a difference between us and people who actually go through friends. For us now, we don't have our private lives private
anymore.
There's a sea finish.
But you can't choose to change that. I mean, like, yes, in Big Brother you can't control that, but afterwards you can't.
Afterwards, it takes a while, but you have to learn how to do it. You have to separate your private life and your public life. But it's a crazy world entirely. You have to. So, for me, when I came out, I came out to a different reality. So, you know, Wizkid, for instance, when he was blowing, he could see his process. He knew when people were shouting, Ojo Elegba, he saw everything happening. He knew how to manage it. I just came, boom. I didn't see, so I'm only seeing Twitter tweets.
Fan page. I'm going back to videos to watch myself. It's so crazy, man. It's crazy. But I mean, it's like what everybody's looking for.
It's what everybody's looking for. It's the fastest route.
Yeah, in Nigeria, at least.
Fastest route.
But let's talk. You said something about therapy and mental health, and how you think everybody should, but not just beyond Big Brother. Basically, I would say people who have had to handle fame quickly and everything. How have you been able to cope with your mental health? In the sense that I know the first time, yes, you were not popular, so that affected you. How are you able to cope then? How are you able to cope now? What's the continuous thing you're able to do?
So for me, I think that you have to surround yourself with love, right? The right friends, the right family. Once you have that circle that gives you that love that you need, you can conquer anything else. You know, so you have a fallback.
No.
You know,
do you have that? Do you have that with your family? Are you close with your... I know you mentioned your mom. And I know you have a sister.
I have 2 sisters.
You have 2 sisters?
Yes, I have 2 sisters.
Your dad is...
My dad is late. He passed in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does that make you take the role of like a dad or a big bro?
I don't pay school fees. They come from far.
Wow.
No. like it's something that just happened, and you just need to take the mantle. So there's no questions,
No questions, but did you have to like deal with that mentally? Like, have you faced it?
I just think I took on responsibility. I was prepared for it, right? Because my dad prepared me for it. Like, if I go, he taught me life. So I think I was ready for it. So he came, and it was just something natural to just step into. It just meant that I had to think more for more people rather than just myself now. So whatever decision I'm making, I have to also think for my family, my mom, my sisters. So there was now this extra drive to...
So that's now like motivation factor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice way to look at it, as
Extra.
a drive, not like extra responsibility.
So now, this is the part where I knew that even without going to Big Brother, I knew where I was heading. I knew that I wanted to be on TV. I knew that was my goal. So because I had that extra motivation to keep going, I needed to now do it faster. So people in the industry already knew me, but the public did not know me. I didn't have that platform that people would watch me.
Okay. Because this is what you wanted to do anyways.
Yeah, this is what I wanted.
So you needed to succeed at it.
Yeah.
But would I can't remember how old you were at the time, but I know you're in your 30s. I mean, you don't clock 40.
No. I never would like that.
I'll be shocked though.
I'm still outside.
You're still on the street.
I'm still outside.
Is that the pressure? I've heard male, female, from everyone. There's this thing that happens when you're 30. Is it a thing for you? Were you close to that period of 30 or have you passed it? Or is it a thing of, I'm in my 30s, I have to look around and see tangible things that I've acquired?
It's just a realization that there's no time again. That's what it is. 30, when you hit 30, you just realize, wait, I've probably gone, I don't know how old I'm going to be, live to, but I've probably gone half past, that time. And I need to now make the right decisions, that's all. So 30 is that point where it's a make or break.
No pressure, I'm turning 30 next year.
Yes, it's a make or break. It's the time where you now need to, if you have not gotten to the point that you were meant to get to, you now hustle up more because there's no time. Or you diversify.
But do you think that pressure is supposed to be? Is it real? Like, is it mindset? Because you also hear about how people say, you can succeed at any time, KFC, he blew at 60-something, all of that. So do you think that I'm talking generally now, not just you, like, do you think that mindset is something people should do away with?
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's no time to success, right? It can come at any time. So take, for example, in the movie industry, there's so many actors that have probably acted as young for a long time in their lives and nobody knew them. But then they only became popular when they were old, and we only knew them as old, like Morgan Freeman. I don't think of him as a young man.
True.
I only remember him as an old man. There are certain people like that you only remember them for that role, but they've been there for the longest. So the industry is a point where now when you blow, now people know you. Do you understand? They will think you're a new cat. Meanwhile, you don't they hustle, they come. That's what the industry is like. So that's the point that 30s gets you to, like, you know what, I'm going to have to do this now. So when you finally make it, people are like, that guy, that new boy. Meanwhile, he's an old guy.
An old guy I've been doing for a time.
Yes.
I love it. You mentioned something about when you were in the hotel room and you finally saw the Bible. I'm assuming you read it.
I read it.
Like half page or...
I read the Bible.
You read it.
But I was reading it to be sane. Yes.
Did you have any particular chapter you were reading? Book rather.
So the second time I went back, I was ready this time around. So I took 2 novels
Okay.
with me and I was reading them.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the Bible.
Oh, in the Bible?
Yeah.
There was no particular chapter that I read. I read Psalms, but I was just reading, through the Bible. Yeah.
But do you have a relationship with God?
I'm very in tune with God.
What does that mean?
I'm very in tune with my spirituality.
What does that mean? Please break it down for us.
I'm very conscious. That's what it means.
Okay.
Like I'm a conscious being. Like I know my decisions. I know the consequences of my decisions. I know if I do this, this is what will happen. I know if I do this, this is what will happen. I am conscious of my decision. But now I am now more of a conscious being. I'm so sorry. I'm going to bore you guys with this gist. But it's because there are 2 sets of wills. There's God's will and there's free will.
Mm-hmm.
Free will is the one that human beings have. You see, the animals, the birds, all of them, they don't have free will. It's only human beings that have free will. And, God said he made us in his image so that we can make decisions. That free will is supposed to be godlike power.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have to be conscious of the decisions you make with your free will, that they are in tune with God's will. So I now know how to use my will, my free will, to be in tune with God. Do you understand? Is this what God wants?
Okay.
How
do you find that out? Do you pray?
It's the 10 Commandments now.
Say like, don't you know this?
Yes. The most important commandment in life is you shall love thy neighbor as thyself. One of the most important. Once you love another human being as yourself, whatever decision you make, you will think of that person and you won't hurt that person, and that's love for one another. So there will be no evil.
Sure.
Thou shalt not judge one another. Is another very important law that people just slide over. We do it every day. We judge each other. Put yourself in another person's shoes.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying that you live your life in accordance to laws, the 10 Commandments?
Yes, I believe I do.
Okay. So
I'm trying.
Would you
I'm not
say?
Perfect.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
nobody's
I'm
perfect.
trying.
Nobody's perfect on this earth. But would you say that you have had an encounter that left, or maybe encounters that have left you, because it's easy to say, oh, I have free will, and then you said spirituality. I asked you because I've heard a lot of people just even on this season say, oh, I'm spiritual, but I don't go to church.
Yeah.
All of that. So it's like, sorry, I'm trying to think of what my question was. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that this free will and this belief system that you have, is it because of an encounter or encounters?
What's my conviction?
Yes, like what's your conviction?
Yeah, I'm convinced with the whole of my being that God exists, that there's a supreme being. I'm so convinced because there are points where I don't know what next to do. I think it's like the end. But something just saying a prayer and asking for help, something always pops up.
Okay.
So that's enough conviction for me.
Are you a churchgoer? Do you go to church?
No.
Why though?
I don't believe that I have to be in a circle of people who, it's very selfish. A lot of people go there for selfish reasons, to be honest. Right?
That's what you think,
Yeah,
right?
a lot of people are just, they are not true to themselves. They are not true to themselves. So what they learn or what they are being preached about, or immediately they leave the walls of that place. It's gone, to the real.
Yeah.
So it's not about, for me, it's not, they don't preach about salvation as salvation. It's more about blessings, fruitfulness. Everybody must be blessed. Everybody must have material prosperity. The message is supposed to be salvation.
Not all churches though, but I understand you.
So I worship. I worship God. I go to services when I feel pushed to.
You go to crossover, Abby?
Yes.
Everybody goes to crossover. Okay, no problem. Thank you for sharing about that. Before I wrap up, I have just a little game because we have been having some very heavy
conversation.
You just be like thinking about their lives. So I'm just going to do a little this or that. So cooking or ordering in?
Cooking.
Cooking. iOS or Android?
iOS.
Puma or Adidas?
Adidas.
Comedy skits or movies?
Movies.
Work hard or work smart?
Work smart.
Sapa or Sapa?
None.
Okay, indoor or outdoor?
Can I mix it?
Yeah, you can. It's okay. Collabo?
Yes.
Baddie or church babe?
Baddie.
Hey! True love or unlimited wealth?
True love.
Instagram likes or TikTok views?
No, Instagram.
Why Instagram?
I don't know.
You just prefer Instagram. Mom or wife?
Wife.
Know how you die or know when you die?
Oh, wow. Wow. Both have pressure. Know how or know when? When is better because how you start picturing and thinking.
Any small thing, be looking back.
Yes, you'll be too paranoid if you know how. So when, just tell me the day, and that day I'll just cook afang soup, eat well, dress up in my best outfit,
Drip.
and just wait.
And do a post on IG.
I'll just wait.
Real.
See, it's time.
Absolutely love it. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I think this has been insightful. So we stopped at Big Brother before we entered every other thing. But I know, yes, in the house there was Sasuke and all that. I'm just going to assume that was Big Brother relationship. But now that we're outside, are we... I'm going to act like I don't know anything, but are we single? Are we searching?
I'm not single.
Hey, sorry. Someone puts hearts on that. Broken. You're not single.
No, I'm not single.
Are we tying the knot soon?
When it drops, it drops.
Hey, this one is close to your chest too. Before 30 minutes to time. I understand. Yeah. When it drops, it drops. What are your views on marriage?
So marriage is a lifelong institution. I think I always tell people love is not finding the perfect person, but making the imperfect person perfect. So you find the person you love, but he cannot be perfect. So you now have to stay in it to make the person perfect.
Is that possible, though?
Yeah, it's compromises.
Okay, compromise.
Yeah, you have to compromise. He has compromised for you. Everybody has to compromise to be together. So it's the love that holds, both of them. So I believe in marriage, but I also think that people focus more on the wedding rather than the marriage. So I'm a fan of do your marriage in the best possible way you think is okay for you, quiet, easy, focus on the journey. Because that's the one that matters the most. Marry your best friend.
But then you say you like baddie. So can we assume she's a baddie?
She's a baddie.
I absolutely love it.
Baddie with brains, man.
Hey! It's how you're actually like blushing, smiling, everything. Like, this is too cute. You're in love.
That's my brand. It's love. I love love, yeah.
Okay, great. I'm happy for you.
Thank you so much.
I hope you invite us.
If I don't invite you, would you not? You will unblock me.
I'm like, what's going on? Okay, so before I let you go, I want to ask a question that is very futuristic because we have approached the past. Yeah, BB is also the past, childhood and everything. But what is the future looking like? And when I say that, I don't mean like, new projects, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you believe in legacy?
Oh yes.
Do you, and if, okay, now that I know you do, what do you hope that the legacy of JayPaul is?
#1 TV presenter. Award-winning actor. Amazing filmmaker. Entrepreneur. That's it.
Sounds like an Instagram bio. You not put star emoji.
Yeah.
But that's nice.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're on the journey there.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will see that journey together by the special grace of God.
Amen.
I'm so happy and excited you came to share your stories.
Thank you. I
It was
mean,
real,
it's
you were
you.
open. I mean, I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, yeah, quick one, guys. He used my puppy for his music video. He didn't say it too. My puppy is part of his story. I just remembered it.
I used to have a babe that time. Now, this babe, she came to stay in my house. And when she came, that night, remember they gave me one car that time in Rave? I parked my car, she came, we were upstairs, and then next time, I just heard, bah, people had entered. So I was, boggled. So the very next day, I said I need a dog. And Amanda's dogs, your dog just gave birth, I said, Amanda, I want to buy my girlfriend a dog.
Do you know, I can't remember that story, but that's true, man.
Yeah, so that's why.
What I remember was that you were doing a music video on top of a container.
So the dog grew and became big, Yeah.
It's true! Hey! The bubble.
Yes.
Time flies.
Yeah.
I remember the music video, the container. We climbed up on top of the container.
Yeah,
we brought the puppy.
Nobody knows.
I think I even featured or something.
Yeah.
I'll go and look for that video.
I think you're somewhere. Yes.
Oh, I think I was inside that video.
Yes.
We'll find that story and show you guys. But like I said, even I didn't know this whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's been such a privilege.
It's a journey. It's a beautiful journey.
I'm just so happy that you shared, because a lot of people are going to watch and see you successful, Big Brother and all of that, not know the story, not know the hustle. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sparing time in your busy schedule. It really means a lot to me.
Problem. Thank you for having
I appreciate
me.
it. And by the way, you're our final guest for the season. So at this point in time, I'm going to just brag and be like, I know that you have been having a great time on the Open Up podcast, if I do say so myself. But I have to say thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing with your friends, like I've been begging you to for the past 9 episodes. We're hoping that season 3, by the special grace of God, is bigger, is better. But that can only be done with your help. So help me, help us, help you, help the world.
Help all of us.
Help all of us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and do everything I asked you to do. And thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for always supporting us on the Open Up podcast. Till next time, my name is Amanda Dara, and you are amazing. See you next time. Mwah.